are doing each and every day from Monday up until Friday, 9 o'clock until 11 o'clock Central African time in Pandezemiti. That's your program, So yeah. Big things are going here. So in our studio, we're talking about big things, serious things, whereby we are empowering ourselves as human beings. We empower ourselves through motivation based on information, based on stories told, based on observation of what's going on within ourselves and without, as we observe other people's stories as they, live their lives, So there is a lot going on. But today we're talking about, activating the sleeping giant so that you can conquer. What does picture that it creates? It means like as we are talking about these wars and the battles that we're going through each and every day, in each and every one of us there is a giant, a warrior, a conqueror that is there, just sleeping, that's remaining dormant, like a static energy. Is always waiting for you to tap into that, activate the militancy, activate the giant within you. Then you can face up with the challenges of life. You can face up with everything. You have the chances to conquer. You have all the mathematical probabilities 10 out of 10 that you will conquer in each and every battle that you find yourself in. This story is actually drawn from the metaphorical story in the Bible as it is narrated, the story of David. Remember David, it is said like he was that small boy, who was going with other elderly brothers and, and cousins in the community. They were shepherds, just like, the responsibilities of boys, like heading cattle, cow, everything, and going out there hunting. It is there out there that they get trained to be warriors. They get trained and nurtured and groomed to be the men of tomorrow, the warriors of tomorrow, the elders of tomorrow, the leaders of tomorrow that's going to lead and defend and protect, the community, the tribe, the nation, the empire, the world out there. You check. So it is said that amongst the tribe wherein David was from, I think it's the tribe of Israel, the sons of, or the nation of Israel, they were faced with this other community, from which came this giant, he's called Goliath. He was a bully, notorious bully who was always bullying everyone, So that community was a community those barbarians, immoral people, who are always there to provoke other people, ignite disharmony, disorder, war, chaos, and everywhere, every time. They are always after this tribe or this nation of Israel, to intimidate them, to disturb their harmony, their peace, just like I think it's the Medians were coming, like every time this nation does their agricultural activities, they plant, they cultivate. When it's time for harvesting, this other tribe come, they take all their harvest, leaving them hungry. So that type of bullying is what was happening in that scenario, and people scared of this, giant called Goliath, and this small boy no, man, just give me a chance, I think I can take him out. And people, out of love, out of fear, out of care for this little boy, no, man, never think of it, young man, never think of it. This man is like, he can just, chop you into pieces. We love you, bro. We just need to see you grow as our young brother, So that was the type of scenario as narrated in the Bible there. But then let us remember something. What's the genealogy of this Goliath, character? I don't know if I'll be correct, but biblically there is the thing that we just mentioned before when we're talking about the sons, so-called sons of heaven, who just chose unto themselves the women of the earth. They impregnated those women, and out of that came the breed of giants, the Nephilim, if I'm correct and right. That is where that genealogy is coming from, So this is a hybrid. It has the genes of certain extraterrestrial entities that come from a realm and frequencies of barbarism. When we compare it to our frequency here in earth. Here on earth, we are living based on the principles of harmony, order. Love is the key. Out of love comes compassion, empathy, respect, cooperation, forgiveness, and everything. But this spirit, wherever they come from, they don't have that in them. They are cold-hearted, cheetahures. They are so evil and demonic. Those are demonic entities from the demonic realms who impregnated women of the earth, then came out this demonic tribe or race, from which this giant Goliath was, from. That is why we see them doing this thing, always, intimidating, always terrorizing other communities, always out there, to bring disorder, and discord into other people's spaces. They don't know anything else. All they know is this barbarism. They are created to express and manifest this barbarism, but from the heart of this little boy, you could not sleep, we could not take it, So remember, this is a boy who has this anointing, of courage, anointing of zeal, and so much skill through training, when it comes to fighting, a skilled hunter. Remember, he once said, I killed a lion and a bear barehanded. What can this human being do unto me? Giant as he is, giant, feared as he might be perceived to be, most dangerous terrorist, as he might be perceived to be, I can take them down. Maybe with my bare hand also. So just imagine that scenario. Our topic today, activate the sleeping giant and conquer, is drawn from that metaphorical narrative in the Bible of the story of David and Goliath. So what happened, that is, David had to persuade his people that, no, let me go and tackle this one so that we solve this equation. This problem, we solve this problem, cut it and let it never continue and follow us again. Because we can't live in peace, we can't live in security, we can't move forward. We are always, pursued by these Philistines. I think it's the Philistines that were pursuing Samson also along the line. Oh, I don't know. Yes, So that kind of barbarism that was happening, whereby this group of people is a group of terrorists who don't have compassion, no love, no respect, no humanity in them, because in their genes it's not there. They are not from this terrace. The genetic pool is so strong, is from the extraterrestrial, biological entities from other frequencies. But by the language of the ancients, they call it heavens. So the heavens, the sons of heavens, the princes of heavens. It gives you the idea that maybe those were angels, from that frequency of light. No, they were not from the frequency of light, the realm of light, the realm of good intents and goodwill. They are from the frequencies of darkness. That is why we could see by the manifestations of the behavior, the barbaric nature of the hybrid, generation of those Nephilim. You check. So then it happened that this thing had to be solved, and David, he just prepared his sling, not his arrow, not his machine gun. There were no machine guns, maybe then no AK-47, no laser beams. He prepared his sling. Imagine how armed that giant Goliath was, all the armory, all the weaponry, that he was having there, ready. And I'm sure when you were looking at David, he was like, oh, this is a walkover in this game. What is this little boy trying to do? What is his imagination? Why is he putting his life at stake? Why is he endangering his life? Why is he playing games with his life and destiny? You check. You can tap into the mind of Goliath as he was looking. So now the idea was, fixed, that let us go to the battlefield. In the ancient days, the battlefield were set away from the communities, the residents. There were open grounds where forces will meet and battle and fight. The defeat will start there and end there. Then people go back. It's not that this tribe was defeated or this group was defeated. So they went to the battlefield. So on the other side, we have these Philistines, the group of barbarians, where Goliath is coming from. And on the other hand, we have this nation, from which David is coming from. And they were all, I'm sure they were all shocked. They're all already traumatized where they saw Goliath stepping. Like I could imagine the earth shaking, the ground shaking. I could imagine even the echo of his footsteps as it thumped the ground. It was echoing in the heaven, in the skies up there, in space out there, So the little young man was just standing there with a sling. He put one stone on the sling. That is why we played that track from Culture. Actually, it's called One Stone from Culture. If you remember Culture, Joseph Hill, peace be unto his soul. So yes, sir. We're trying to invoke and activate this energy when we're talking about the one stone of David. So now we're talking about the idea of skill, training, and preparedness. Dexterity is that skill of accuracy in using anything, be it artillery or anything. Dexterity, that element, that skill, through practice, through training. Remember, this guy had once killed a lion with bare hand. What about when he's holding any weapon now? You see, so just by one stone, this little young man, he knocked out, Goliath. He came, crashing into the ground dead. One stone. What does it tell you? Accuracy. We are not told of how many stones he had in the bag, but we only know of one stone which he used. In his first attempt, he never missed. And he didn't just hit Goliath anywhere else. He hit him accurately where he knew that when I hit that specific part of the body, this person will be down. So this is more like training of, those martial art people or anyone within the sport of fighting sport, where they know the weak points of a human body. Once you hit a person there, you knock them out. They can be dead or they can collapse be unconscious for a certain period of time. They know that they are trained, but they understand the human anatomy. So David also had that, skill, that power, but it was not just his skill alone. He had the faith that the God in me, the giant in me, I'm activating the giant in me. I'm breathing life into dry bones with me so that they can be awake and be alive, so that I can execute this duty, not on my name, not for my praise, not for my fame, but for the cause and the life of my tribe, of my nation, of my family, of my community. You see, so he executed that, and Goliath was knocked down. That was it. So that is what we're talking about today when we're talking about activate the giant within you so that you can conquer. So when we're talking about giant, remember previously we have spoken about life being a battlefield. That is why we played that track by Last Emperor, the secret was. So life is a battlefield, so there are many elements that are fighting against your will, fighting against your dream, fighting against your purpose of life. There are many forces out there, not just human beings, that play the enemy drama into your life. There are forces out there in the spirit dimensions, forces that understand you more than you understand yourself, forces that saw you when you are anointed with power, when you started, asking for your body to be alive again, to be born again into this realm, to find a body again, to be a human being in flesh into this realm of earth. They saw you when you were, anointed with those blessings, the blessings of character and the blessings of talent and everything, so they knew your destiny. So now their cause is to destroy your destiny so that you do not live to manifest that. So what are we saying here? Life begins in the spiritual realm. This reality where we at is just an echo of something that has already happened. Remember, biblically, they emphasize the point that whatever you unlock on earth, you have unlocked in heaven. Whatever you lock on earth, you have locked it in heaven. So that is the law of duality, whereby as it is above, so be it below. So that is why in that prayer they always say that your kingdom, thy kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. You check the law of duality. So now David had this belief that by the power of the Almighty within me, by the power of the giant within me, I can achieve my goal in life. I can face up with the challenge that's challenging my community, my tribe, my nation. I can, solve the puzzles of life, that are puzzling a lot of people from where I'm coming from. I can be the solution, not that bring the solution. I can be the solution. I give myself fully, unto this cause to be the solution, for the situation of my people, my nation, you see. So this sleeping giant, those are elements within you, the power within you. Everyone has a warrior, within them. It's just lying there static within you. Everyone has that conqueror. Everyone is a conqueror in their own form, in their own uniqueness. That conqueror spirit is within you. So life being a journey of perpetual scrabbles, challenges, battles. You have to keep activating that character of the warrior being within you, so that you can, you can win any wars, any battles. You can solve any puzzles of your life. You can triumph above even your enemies. You see, you can trample them down. You can, blow down the walls, even the walls of Jericho, even those prisons in which your soul is imprisoned, in which your dream is imprisoned, in which your vision of life is imprisoned, in which your purpose of life is, hijacked and imprisoned. You have the power to blow down those walls, break free from any form of imprisonment. You have that power. It doesn't just go with, the mind only, and your body, your whatever physical strength, and even the element there is goes all together with the faith in the creators who created you, the angelic beings that guide you also. Remember when you were born, there are angels that are assigned, in your case, to help you, so that you can achieve your goal, you can achieve your purpose. You know your purpose because you agreed to your purpose, before you were born. The moment you were born, it was the beginning of your journey to start now working towards that, to manifest that purpose, to be that purpose, to be that glory, to be the gods and the goddesses that are in you. From the moment you were born, that was the beginning of it, So yeah, you have all the anointing, all the power, to execute that. So for this life, all you need is, courage, just like David. You must have courage. Goliath actually is the metaphor of all challenges of life, be it sickness, be it scarcity of anything, be it lack of anything, be it any weakness of any form, that manifests itself within yourself, be it anything that disturbs your life, that goes against your good will, your good intent, your good vision, your good mission in life. That is Goliath, So, you are like David, or you are supposed to be like David. Activate that David spirit within you, activate that giant within you. Then you will be able to be in a position to solve any problems that you are faced up with, So with that same, like we are saying, be the victor and not the victim. The victim mentality will never get you anywhere. Instead, the moment you affirm the victim mentality is when you are surrendering all your power unto your enemy. The moment you affirm defeat, the first defeat is self-defeat. Before you can, just surrender unto any enemy, you defeat yourself. How do you defeat yourself? You are affirming that you don't have the power to face up with this situation that you are confronted with. We don't have the capability and the capacity. You don't have that power to overcome. You are desperate. That you are in despair. That is when you are surrendering. It begins with self-affirmation, self-defeat. Whereby you are suppressing, maybe you are dragging the giant to remain asleep for how long we don't know, or maybe forever. You are dragging that warrior giant within you when you are affirming defeat within. So that is self-defeat before you can just affirm that I failed. So in life there is no failure. What it takes is this P. Proper and prior preparation prevents poor performance. Proper and prior preparation, just like David, he had to be trained. Life trained him, so that the moment he faced up with that Goliath. Already he has undergone a lot of training. Not training of physical, of the skill, of dexterity, of how to use a weapon, how to strike and where to strike the enemy, but training also in terms of the mindset, the nurturing of courage also in the spirit, the nurturing of patience, the nurturing of that wisdom within, the belief, also the faith, the strengthening of the faith. That is other elements of proper and prior preparation of the self, to prevent poor performance. So David, he just hit the Goliath giant with just one stone. So that is power. That was, they say, professional. Maybe in the language of the modern, they can say professional. So we all have that power within us. In whatever situation you are in right now, in whatever condition you are at right now, in whatever environment, maybe you are just lying there in the hospital bed, you're fighting for your life. All me are saying is, affirm life within thyself. Picture, use the power of mind. Picture yourself as, a normal person alive out there doing whatever you are supposed to be doing. Affirm that more and more. Affirm, command each and every cell within your body to be awake, to take up their weapon and stand to defend you, to defend themselves. Affirm the spirit of life within to dispel any energy of darkness, because all these things called sicknesses come in form of darkness. The darkness, when it engulfs your spirit body, it dispels the light. The light is the life force. So you become weak. Then pathogenic elements, start operating from there. The virus, the bacteria, and everything, they start, operating from there. So when you are in that position, affirm life, affirm health, affirm release. The release of yourself from this reign, from this prison, of disease, of discomfort, or, or of disharmony, what they say, the disease, affirm life, breathe life, prophesy life unto thy dry bones, make them be alive again. This is how you create your health, even when you are in an ICU. There are people who come out from the ICU, they wake up and be alive. They were busy affirming from the subconscious. Train your subconscious mind to remain firm and warrior and militant. When you train your subconscious brain field, I'm telling you, your soul will remain aligned to the portals of life. Your soul will remain aligned to the frequencies of light, the frequencies of life. This is how you become, you're magnifying and amplifying the life within thyself. So this is part of the training. Train yourself to, in terms of dexterity. Dexterity is that skill of accuracy in using any artillery, any weapon, in executing. So train your mind to be accurate, in decision taking that you are making. Make sure that you make accurate decisions so that you execute your duty and be accurate in your goal, accurate in your vision, accurate in your mission, accurate in everything that you are doing, because you have the knowledge about it. That is proper and prior preparation now. For anything that you want to do, seek knowledge aligned to that, study that, have this broad capacitation of awareness and knowledge about that thing that you want to do. Then you will have the power of now, how do I activate, how do I align myself, how do I do this? The intelligence is within you already. You have the divine intelligence to create things. So courage is an important thing. Never affirm fear. Fear, what is fear? Fear is self-imposed, because it's a reflection of the reaction, when you imagine, danger, when you imagine, distraction, when you imagine loss, when you imagine, injury, when you imagine, anything that is very destructive, you imagine that and affirm that. So by neuropsychology, the mind sends information to your nervous system to command your cells to react in that manner. Then now you are scared, you are afraid, So courage is the opposite, whereby you have this bravery. You have the bravery is based on the belief that, come water, come wind, come storm, come hailstone, I'm not alone. There is a presence, that is, engulfing me, to protect me, to defend me, to strike before I strike, like it is said in the biblical narratives, where the God of Israel will say, I'll go before you. I'll conquer your enemies before you start striking them. I'll spread fear unto amongst their hearts. They'll flee when they see you. You check. So that is the thing. You are not alone. That is what, buttresses courage, developed, transformed into bravery. So brave heart, men. Cowards don't survive in the battlefield. They'll always be running. They'll always be running. For how long shall you run? One stone, like David, take the stone. Prepare yourself first before you can get into the battlefield. Study your enemy. Study the thing that you want to do. Study anything that is opposing you, so that you find out how best you can overcome that, how best you can strike in its weakness, So I'll command also you must go and read this book, like The Art of War by Sun Tzu. So he explores a lot of techniques in the battlefield as to how do you, ascertain and affirm and make sure that the mathematical probability is 10 out of 10 that you will be a victor in that battle. He also indicates like studying the enemy, study how the enemy is strong, how the enemy operates on the ground, where the enemy is strong. Is it strong in the waters, strong in the wind, strong on the ground? What weaponry are they using? Their numbers also, their brigades also, how are they attacking? Are they using the mountain thing, where they just run up to the top of the mountain? When you come, they roll boulders, that is part of this idea of how do you engage in the battlefield. But we are not here to talk about flesh and blood wars. We're talking about, wars in the mind, wars in the spirit also. Any challenge that you are faced up with, activate the sleeping giant, be courageous, prepare yourself towards anything. Then when you are prepared, then you are able to stand, because every decision that you are making is based on information. You are not just guessing, you are not just taking chances. It's based on information, on knowledge, on premeditated action. Just like David, he knew that if I struck that specific part of the body with this intensity of a stone, then, that person is bound to crumble down, because I strike in the weakest point. This is what he did by just one stone. So the metaphorical story of the narration of the Bible is a principle of life. It's trying to talk to us to say, it is important to go through preparation. Allow nature, to nurture you. Allow nature to groom you, allow nature to train you through life experiences, so that you can be resilient, so that you can be strong. You can say you're strong yet you have never faced up with challenges, what they call problems. You cannot say you are forgiving, if somebody never did something very bad unto you. You cannot say you are patient if anything have never been withheld from you from a longer or a certain period of time, but you remain there. You cannot say to be focused, if like you have never been into something and you went for it, with all accuracy. So everything is preparation towards, self-strength. So with that said, when life throws something into your life space, never respond with a victim mentality. Never affirm like that you are a victim here. Nobody's a victim here, because life has never been against anybody. Life is life to the max. Life is the multiplication of itself. So when life throws stuff into your life, situations, into circumstances into your life, is driving that towards, making sure that you go through processes that will activate certain element within you. Then you can say, I'm a lion. I'm a strong, I'm a courageous, I'm a brave person. What enemy? Did you get confronted with and you overcome that? I'm a winner, I'm a victor. You can't just stand in a congregation and sing the song like I'm a victor. What battle have you won in life? What serious situation have you found yourself in, but you came out of it alive? What serious condition have you been, into, and you came out, and you cleaned yourself, then you can claim those titles. Those titles are element of character naturally, because the creator who created this is the almighty, powerful, powerful in every aspect and form. So for us to claim those, we have to go through serious processes, serious circumstances, serious situations, serious conditions, serious confrontations, serious challenges, serious battles. Then we go through that, we confront that, we win, we overcome, then we can say we are victors, So we can say now, no, we have dexterity because we executed a duty with so much accuracy, and a result came out nicely, So every time you are faced with any situation, activate the sleeping giant in you. Never give your power away to any challenge. Never give your power away, to any opponent of your life. Never give your sovereignty. I'm talking to citizens of any country right now. In whatever situation you are faced up with, the important thing is collect yourself, come together. Kwa Kiswahili twasema umoja ni nguvu. We say kopano kimatla, unity is power. So it is also a point whereby whatever one common challenge we are faced up, we have to come together. There is power in grouping, there is power in collectivity, there is power in cooperation, there is power in accurate, channeling of energy, focus, there is power in collectivity. So let's use our collectivity as a power to bang the doors that are opening. Even when we talk about spiritual matters now, collective consciousness is so powerful because our energies combine together. Their energy get magnified and amplified as it shoots into space, bang the doors in the spirit realms. Then wherever your luck, is enclosed, the doors shall be banged open. Wherever your purpose, your destiny, is enclosed, imprisoned, those walls of Jericho will crumble down. You'll be set free. So collectivity is a very important issue, in life. Countries are going through economic challenges, not because the countries are poor, but simply because there are few people who are enjoying 99% of the wealth, and the 1% of the wealth is left unto the 99% to share. What can do? Is it possible to share something that doesn't exist? You check. So it also needs us to all come together, have an idea as to how do we solve these problems. We have identified that it is giant corporations within countries, that enjoy the blessings of national wealth. It is these politicians, the people that we entrust with power and authority, to govern, but they ravage us instead of governing us. They ruin us instead of ruling us. They're misleading us instead of leading us. They're misrepresenting us. So they are now hijacking, the offices, the public offices for their personal gain. But how do we respond to that? Do we just complain in the streets? Do we just, become like animals, become like predators? We start eating each other. We become like vampires. We start eating each other through crime, through domestic violence, through gender-based violence, through any form of violence. How do we confront this situation that we are faced up with collectively as human beings? So never be the victim, be the victor. You are the victor already. The creators that created you are conquerors, are warriors, because they conquered nothingness to bring greatness, to bring somethingness. They conquered nothingness to create matter. Just imagine, matter came out of nothing, Water came out of nothing. Rocks came out of nothing. Vegetation came out of nothing. All these planets, all these cosmic bodies, everything, and even the ideas and principles that govern life within each and every sphere and space came out of nothing. So that is conquest, that is conquering. You conquer nothingness, and transform it into somethingness, greatness. So everyone has the conqueror in them, because the creator that created you are components of thyself. So it all depends on how you react to that. So if you haven't won today, it doesn't mean like you have lost the war. If you lose a battle today, it doesn't mean you are defeated in the war. You still have a chance. If you fall, get up, stand up, dust yourself, carry on. So if one egg break, you get another one. If they enclose you in a room, break the window and get free. You see, so it's all about the information that we bombard. We're allowed to be bombarded into our psychic body. The information is the one that will determine the perception. So now let us inform ourselves about ourselves. You as an individuals, inform yourself about yourself, observe yourself, know yourself, understand yourself. Then you'll be able to express yourself. But if you don't understand yourself, if you don't know yourself, you don't observe yourself, you'll be nothing, and somebody will put a definition unto you. You become their slave. You see, so let us live a life of freedom. No matter how scarce things might be, let us live a life of freedom. Let us activate positivity always. If you don't have something today, it doesn't mean you is denied by the Creator. Maybe it's withheld because you still have to go through certain processes so that when you get to that point, you are compatible with it. You can handle it. You can preserve it. You can add value unto it because you value it already. You check. So things can be delayed, but it doesn't mean they are denied, you say. So understand also that, when something shifts away from your space, that is not a loss. That thing is actually opening up space for something new to come. It means just like the biblical metaphor where Christ says, no, this is new wine. You need new wine skins that can contain this new wine. So find yourself new wine skins to contain this new wine. You check. So man, construction is destruction. Uharibifu ni ujenzi. Na ujenzi uharibifu. That's how we say it in Kiswahili. Destruction is construction and construction destruction. So there is no loss. There is no destruction. That thing is actually opening up space for a certain potential thing to be activated into kinetic energy. You see. So this is how life is, So we drew that this motivation from the story of the Bible, the story of David and Goliath, the story of bravery, courage, dexterity, and faith, So if we can draw teaching from that metaphor of that narration, we can be able to we can overcome a lot of serious challenges in our lives, But we can't be long, we can't be short now.